We probably each have our own understandings, data, and thoughts and sense of when human personhood begins. As the train that we hear tell about grows closer, I can't help but think of many women who have spent their lifetimes working and fighting for the right to be considered a full human being, of equal value and standing with those of other genders. There have been, were, and are scores of women in this congregation over the years committed to that task. Off the top of my head, I think of Helen Pease, Eileen Aldag, who moved away, Deborah Roberts, who kind of moved away and then passed away, Susan Bettinger, Carol Graywing, who moved away and then passed away, Laurie Lyons, just to name a few. Some of them, I think of Carol Graywing sitting here Sunday after Sunday with her motions on the song Spirit of Life, full of life, and perpetually talking about how precarious those rights are and how hard the battle had been to acquire them. It was much too easy to think, those are here, we don't need to worry about them right now. Carol had fought for women's rights in Little Rock, where she established herself as a worker for civil rights, in Berkeley, California, in Oakland, California, and it was a very large part of who she was. And I have photographs of her sitting around talking to whoever would listen about that story. Yes, I have certainly known ample women, admittedly mostly a good bit older, who were in fact happy to have their lives defined by their role as housewife or mother. My mother was proud to have my dad be the breadwinner. Even so, she ruled the roost. And even so, she would never want to struggle for equal pay or equal recognition or the right to do stuff that she was happy to let my dad do. At 95, she stopped driving. But I'm not positive that she ever put gasoline in her own car. My dad was the one with the head for business. And she has talked often about how much she had to learn upon his passing and what a struggle it's been to keep things in order. She never wanted what I always assumed I had. We have, through the years, had staunchly pro-life members of this congregation. Let me be clear. I don't think any of us would describe ourselves as pro-abortion. I had a very hard time with a dear friend of mine who, for most of her 20s, used abortion as her preferred method of birth control. But this is not fundamentally about abortion at all. It's about the reach of any portion of the government inside the walls of a woman's body. if that very tangible, visible, personal boundary is legally ruled to have no meaning, then where in the world will we be safe after that? That slope only goes one direction. As Naomi Judd sang, love can build a bridge, but right now, love needs to build a dam and stop this river or this tide from washing away everything that women for centuries had to work again to acquire. And all that is being equal to every other human on the planet. That's it. Let us not fool ourselves into thinking that what our women's rights forebearers, what human rights forebearers, civil rights forebearers, LGBTQIA plus rights forebearers have died for can't be taken away. They all overlap, and this comparably young nation will need every last one of us if we want to avoid the damage that well-organized groups are determined to impose. I have no way of knowing how many males really at their core would like to see women back in subservient roles, waiting on men, staying in the background, out of competition in the workplace or universities or government. I don't have the answer to that. How many would like to see the roles redefined in sharp binary terms? In 1870, one of our Unitarian forebearers, who I apparently will learn more about very soon, Julia Ward Howe, wrote the original Mother's Day proclamation in which she said, "Arise, all women who have hearts, whether your baptism be that of water or of tears. Say firmly, we will not have great questions decided by irrelevant agencies." At this moment, we have autonomy. The lives we were given by those who birthed us are still under our control to a large extent. We have been and are privileged. Let us remain incredibly grateful for the freedom and influence we've enjoyed, the volition we have been able to employ, and let us mindfully move to hold back an unjust tide. There will be, as I mentioned earlier, marches all over the country next Saturday, May 14th. I have not yet found the plans for Shreveport, but I feel sure that there will be one, and I plan to participate. In Los Angeles, the scheduled times are from 10 to noon, and if we follow suit, that's when they'll be around here. Building and Grounds Day, we might need to revisit. Please pay attention to your emails. I will not stand by and watch the invasion of the body snatchers steal a woman's right to her own body. My mother did not raise me to be uncaring or stupid. She let me work alongside my father all I wanted to. In her own way, she loved me for the tomboy I was from the start. She has felt some pride in my courage to do things she would never have let herself do. And I will take the gift of this life she bore and try to make what difference I can. I hope that we as a community can address this and every other injustice we find together. Our closing hymn is number 67 in the gray hardback hymnal. If you care to use it, the words will be projected up here. It's a familiar tune to many of us that we think of mostly around Thanksgiving time. But rise in body or spirit, please, and sing it with us now. Go in peace, live simply, gently, at home in yourselves, act justly, speak justly, remember the depth of your own compassion, forget not your power in the days of your powerlessness. Practice forbearance, speak the truth, or speak not. Take care of yourselves as bodies, for you are a good gift. Crave peace for all people in the world, beginning with yourselves, and go as you go with the dream of that peace alive in your heart. I was going to have us sing Go Lift It Up, but I'm not going to do that now. May whatever courage we need be ours. And may we find the light at the end of these tunnels. Amen.